Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Power Up 365. How are you guys doing this fantastic morning? Yesterday someone said, I have been suffering for so many years. I've been suffering for so many years and have still not got anything. And then I thought about that comment and I said, but hang on. Let's put suffering in perspective. What does that mean? And if you put suffering in perspective, and if you say you have a job, you have a salary, you have a car, you have a home over your head, your kids are at school, I don't know, if you put suffering in perspective, how does that compare? And then I thought about it. And then afterwards I went to another meeting, and people were saying, I will never do that. I will never borrow money. I don't want to ever go through that again. I do not want to do this, and I do not want to do this. And then I thought about that. And I'm thinking, so many times people go for something and it doesn't work out, and they say never again. But in the same sense, they never want to so-called suffer. So one thing I know, if you want to go for success, if you want to go for something better than your current circumstances, if you want to have a better life than your current circumstances, then you got to get uncomfortable. Or else stay comfortable on where you are. But then I have another saying that milk will never be the same price next year. Things are changing, things are going up. So by default, if you keep staying where you are and you keep staying comfortable, by default, you will one day be uncomfortable because the world is changing. Things are going up. Things are getting more expensive, and you're not changing. And now what does change mean? One thing of change is you got to grow. Why do you have to grow? You got to invest in yourself. Why is that important? Because you got to add more value to the marketplace. If you stay comfortable and you don't grow and you don't develop yourself, you will not be able to add more value to the marketplace. Therefore, everyone else around you who's growing, who's developing, will add more value to the marketplace. But the thing is this: in order to get to a better place than your current circumstances, you got to pay a price. Hey, listen, this year I'm going for health. I really want to get better. And I take photos every week and I don't see any difference. And yesterday, I took a photo on how I looked 6 months ago and I saw a big difference. And so many people want to have this instant change in a week, or in a month, or in 2 months, or in 3 months, and you don't see it, but they give up. They're not willing to pay the price. Now, if you wanna get healthier, you got to pay the price not to eat sugar, not to have those cakes, not to do those things. Okay, the more strict you are on it, the quicker you're going to get results. Me personally, I'm not so strict on it because I still want to enjoy that life or that lunch or that whatever, but I do take note of it on other days. Now, that's where I pay the price in that thing. I've been paying a massive price on building great businesses because that's a goal I have. I have a goal one day to build these great businesses, be a billionaire and all that. So I can't go and waste money, spend money. As that person said, I got to so-called suffer. And then here comes the other thing. Why can't you have everything you want in life? Why must it be a choice? So many people believe I can't be wealthy or rich or have these great businesses or have this great life and not be with my family. Why? Why is that? I thought about that. And I said, unfortunately, on the road to this success or this dream, you got to pay a price, and someone's got to pay a price. And unfortunately, sometimes It is time with family because you got to go after that dream. Now, you don't have to pay any price. You don't have to pay any price. You can sit, stay home, sleep in bed, be with your kids all the time, go out and watch every sports game and don't ever go to work. What will happen if you live that life? Will there be a consequence on it? So it's something to think about and something to put your life in perspective, and stop being so hard on yourself when you are suffering, because it might just be what you need to get to the next place in your life. You might have to go through, you will have to be uncomfortable in order to get comfortable one day. The people that are living in the big houses, driving the jets all over the world, having these great holidays with their families. I mean, every family would love to take their kids to Walt Disney in the US, right? But how much does that cost? Now you look at the cost and immediately you say, I can never afford that. Why? Why can you never afford it? It's because you don't have belief. And if you don't have belief, you're not investing in yourself. You don't invest in yourself. You don't have a strategy on how to get there, a map on how to get there. And most of all, you're not willing to do what needs to happen in order to get there. You want the comforts. You don't want to get uncomfortable. You don't want to you don't want to sacrifice in your life, but you want that. So then just say, listen, I don't want to take my family to Walt Disney. I don't want those great things. I just want to be comfortable with where I am. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Except one thing. Being comfortable today, by default, you will be uncomfortable tomorrow. You have to pay a price somewhere in your life. It just doesn't all come to you. Somewhere you got to pay the price. You just got to decide what's the price you are willing to pay, and how high is that price that you are willing to pay. And some people are not willing to sacrifice the current years in order to have a great year tomorrow. Let me end this with you. If we all had this theory that we're not going to add value to the world, we're not going to give up time, we're just going to be about ourselves, where do you think the world will be? Look at the doctors that are suffering and spending hours and hours at the hospitals now through COVID. Look at the doctors who invented the vaccine. What happens if they said, I'm not going to go to hospital today. I want to be comfortable today. Why must I take that risk? Why must I sacrifice my life for others? How many people would die? Those doctors on the front line, they sacrificed their life. Those people who worked hours and hours to work out the vaccine. And I guarantee you, a lot of those doctors, it was their passion. They had to find a way. That was their calling in life, to go and be a doctor and serve humanity and find a way to order to make people healthy and better, so that they don't want another child to lose their parent. Maybe they woke up with that kind of purpose and passion in their lives. And so therefore, they didn't have balance. They weren't comfortable. They were uncomfortable. They risked their life every single day. What are you doing? What are you doing for your dream, for your passion, for the great life? Are you willing to pay a price, or are you not? And if you're not willing to pay the price, how many people will suffer in the future because of the gifts and the purpose that you were blessed upon, because you're not willing to pay the price? Just some thoughts that you need to think about this morning. This is Johnny Liadis, your success strategist, and I will see you at the top. Cheers, bye.